Okay, picture this. You are sprinting down the subway stairs. You can literally hear the rumble of the train pulling into the station. You rush up to the turnstile, you tap your card, and boom, insufficient funds. Panic instantly sets in, right? You turn around only to see 5 people deep waiting at the one working vending machine. Look, we have all been there. Watching those train doors close while frantically tapping a screen to add a few dollars to a transit card is honestly the absolute worst way to start a morning. But what if I told you there's a foolproof way to ensure that never, ever happens to you again? Well, that is exactly what we're getting into today. Welcome to our complete explainer on how to reload your Omny card online. If you're a New York City commuter, mastering the online Omny portal is pretty much the ultimate time-saving life hack. By the end of this, we're going to transform you from someone who waits in line at the station into someone who manages their entire commute from the comfort of their couch.
Here is our quick roadmap for today's explainer. We'll do a brief introduction to Omny cards, go over setting up your account, walk through the actual online reload process, tackle troubleshooting common issues, discuss maintaining your account, and finally wrap up with our conclusion and next steps.
All right, let's jump right into Section 1, Introduction to Omny cards.
So Omny, which stands for One Metro New York, is the city's contactless payment system. It is completely replacing the old magnetic stripe Metro card. Now, I know you can just tap your smartphone, a smartwatch, or even a contactless bank card right on the reader, but a huge number of riders actually still prefer having a dedicated physical Omny card. It's great because it keeps your transit budget totally separate from your everyday bank account, and you never ever have to worry about your phone dying mid-commute. Plus, you can grab one of these physical cards at retail stores or station machines for an introductory fee of just a single $1.
And here is one of the absolute biggest perks of sticking to a single Omny payment method. Like that physical card, it's the $35 weekly fare cap. Basically, the system tracks your taps. Once you spend $35 in a 7-day period, which for context is roughly 12 rides, every single additional ride you take that week is completely free. No questions asked. It happens automatically on the back end, but to really track it and make the most out of it, you've got to get that physical card registered online.
Which brings us to Section 2, Setting up your account.
Linking your physical card to the digital world is how you finally skip those vending machines for good. And the best part? The setup process is totally free, it's highly secure, and honestly, it's super straightforward. First things first, just head over to omny.info/register on your phone or computer. You'll create a login, and they'll shoot you a quick email. Step 2, just click the link in that email to activate the account. Easy enough, right? Okay, so once you're signed in, Step 3 is to navigate to the wallet screen. Think of this as your new command center. Finally, for Step 4, just look for the option that says Add Travel Card, and type in the string of numbers on the back of your physical Omny card, and boom, your physical card and your digital account are permanently linked.
All right, Section 3, the online reload process.
This is the most vital part of today's explainer, actually putting money onto the card over the internet. Just like registration, it is a really simple sequence. First, log back in and hit that wallet page. Step 2, click on the Omny card you just linked up. Now, for Step 3, before you can add any funds, you actually need to tell the system where the money is coming from. So click Manage Payment Methods to securely store a debit or credit card. Once that is saved, Step 4 is a breeze. Just enter the exact dollar amount you want to transfer and hit Process. The system sends a signal, and your card is immediately loaded up.
Now wait, before you go typing in random dollar amounts, I definitely need to point out a very specific quirk of the Omny system. If you're standing physically at an in-station vending machine, you can add a single dollar bill, no problem. But online, the portal enforces a strict $5.80 minimum transaction. Since the standard fare is $3 right now, $5.80 is just a bit shy of 2 full rides. You literally cannot reload less than this online, and that's mainly designed to limit the credit card processing fees the MTA has to pay on tiny transactions.
And the financial guardrails don't actually stop there. There are a few other system limits you really need to memorize so you aren't caught off guard. Number 1, you can never have more than $315 stored on your card at any one time. Number 2 is a 72-hour load cap. Basically, the system blocks you from adding more than $136 over a 3-day rolling period. But honestly, the most frequent trap for beginners is the transaction velocity limit. You are only allowed to process 2 online reloads per 48 hours. If you try to do a third within 2 days, it is going to be declined regardless of how much money is sitting in your bank account.
Okay, moving on to Section 4, Troubleshooting Common Issues.
So, you know the rules now. But as we all know, transit technology isn't exactly perfect. Let's proactively tackle the absolute biggest headache users face on this platform. If you've spent literally any time on NYC transit forums, you've probably heard horror stories about the infamous reload in progress glitch. This is a ridiculously frustrating synchronization error. Here's why it actually happens. The turnstiles in the stations need to open instantly when you tap. They simply cannot wait for a real-time internet connection to the cloud to check your balance, so they rely on local, periodic data updates. Sometimes, your online reload just gets stuck in the processing queue between the cloud and the turnstile. The result? Your funds don't appear, and your account gets locked with a reload in progress message that can just sit there for days.
If you ever see that error, first rule, do not panic. Everyday commuters have actually crowdsourced the exact steps to fix it. First things first, do not try to immediately add another payment card. It is just going to jam the system up even further. Instead, go to the Omny website and use the little chat bubble, the digital assistant, to completely cancel your auto reload settings. Once that is cleared out, manually perform a single one-off reload. This little trick usually forces the queue to flush and resets the whole system. Now, if you're still locked out after trying that, you'll need to call Omny customer service at 877-789-6669 and just ask them to clear your auto reload settings from their end.
Oh, and speaking of auto reload, I have a massive warning here for anyone using a pre-tax commuter benefits card from their employer. The system updated recently, and if you try to set up an auto reload to trigger whenever your balance drops below a certain dollar amount, it will fail. It could even potentially suspend your card. If you are using commuter benefits, you absolutely must configure the auto reload to happen on a specific schedule, like say every Monday or the first of the month. Definitely memorize this rule. It's going to save you a massive headache down the line.
All right, let's jump to Section 5, maintaining your account.
Beyond just getting money onto the card, having this registered account gives you a level of control over your commute that the old MetroCard system literally never could. These are huge organizational advantages you're missing out on if you only pay with cash at the station. Inside your account, you get this beautiful dashboard showing exactly how close you are to hitting that free ride $35 cap. And if your card falls out of your pocket on the train, you can just log in on your phone and instantly freeze the balance so nobody else can use it. You can also review up to a year's worth of trip history, which is absolutely amazing if you need to expense work travel, and you can manage cards for your entire family from one single login.
And you know, navigating all these new features is so much easier thanks to the wider commuter community. For instance, a Reddit user recently noted how their funds were being categorized on the back end. This brilliantly illustrates the value of plugging into these online transit communities. The software behind Omny gets updated all the time, and users are constantly sharing their real-time experiences and workarounds. Honestly, it's just nice to know you're never really alone when trying to figure this stuff out.
Okay, finally, Section 6, conclusion and next steps.
We have covered a ton of ground today, from registration all the way to troubleshooting. But the main takeaway from today's explainer is just this. Taking 5 to 10 minutes right now to set up your online Omny account is going to fundamentally streamline your daily life. You will never again have to factor in extra time to stand at a sticky vending machine while your train literally leaves the station without you. You set it up, you automate it, and you just get to travel with total peace of mind.
One super quick but very important note before we wrap up. Transit systems are massive, complex pieces of technology, and they frequently update their software, their limits, and their policies to improve security. The information in this explainer is current as of August 24th, 2026. If you are watching this in the future, it is always a best practice to verify exact limits and procedures directly at the official source, which is omny.info. And that officially brings us to the end of our roadmap. So the question is, are you ready to ditch that vending machine line forever and finally take control of your commute? I highly encourage you to go grab your physical card right now, pull up the website, and get it registered. If you run into any weird errors we didn't cover today, or if you've discovered a genius new workaround for the Omny portal, please drop a comment down below. Let's keep helping each other out. Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer, and happy commuting.